Hey everybody, welcome to MUSE TV, and today we're talking finance, which is some of the most important things, especially as if you're a college student, even too if you're in elementary school, saving a couple dimes working on a lemonade stand. It's the most important topic right now. We have Dayna Bolden, who's working with Capital One. How is everything doing today?
Good, I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me.
Please tell us a little bit about your background and how did you start and partner with Capital One?
So, I am a digital lifestyle influencer and blogger on my blog, daynabolden.com. I've been doing that for the last 4 years full time. So, it's been a blessing to be able to do something that I love and enjoy. And when I started blogging and when I decided to take this full time, because I used to work in corporate America for 8 years, I knew that I wanted to legitimize my business and do all the things that I needed to do to make this like a real career, right? So I got my LLC and then I wanted to start a business bank account. And I knew exactly that I wanted to partner with Capital One because I have a long standing history with Capital One because it was one of my first credit cards when I was in college. So I was already familiar and comfortable with the Capital One brand. And I knew right away that I wanted to start my business account with Capital One. So that's kind of how the relationship started. And obviously, as I built my personal brand on daynabolden.com, I reached out to Capital One and said, hey, this will be a great partnership because I love working with you guys with my business, obviously having the credit cards through college. And the relationship happened. And I'm just excited to be an ambassador.
Awesome. Yeah, that's one thing I do notice is like if you've grown up with the bank, you tend to seem to stay with that banking facility for a long time within your life. It's very rarely that you jump from one bank to another or use multiple banks. And that's cool that Capital One was your bank. But I was reading more about your story and you really did some amazing things, especially financially, especially with your credit scores and being able to get back up and everything. What are some of the advices that you said, like, what were some of the issues when go I guess that's a better way of taking this interview, is how did all this get started, and what was it that helped you change and get your mindset into more of a financial responsibility aspect type of things as you've gotten older?
Yeah, I think, when I initially got a credit card, I think like most college students, you have a lot to learn. No one back, at least when I was in college, was really teaching me and holding my hand and, giving me the tools and resources. And again, that was over 10 plus years ago. I'm telling my age right now. But yeah, so I still had a lot to learn. So, with that, I think in the beginning, my score was a little low. But over the last few years, I have been able to raise my credit score to over 800 and be able to take advantage of some of the things that Capital Ones have to offer. And I think because I've learned and I was able to grow and, pay off my credit cards, pay on time, make sure that I'm paying at least the minimum if you're going to be paying the minimum. I think just using some of those tools and resources have helped me grow my credit over the last few years.
Yeah, and that's the one thing about fiscal responsibility. I know, I don't mind saying my age. I'm 46, and I still
Mhm.
remember when I was in college. And the first
Yeah.
thing, whenever you went to the bookstore and you got your books for the semester, you had a bunch of credit card pamphlets in there. And I remember getting them. I had signed my first credit card and got into some financial trouble because you're like, wow,
Right. Oh, it's free money. Whoa.
you don't think about the whole payback thing. And
Yeah.
it's like, and you're making money from your jobs and everything, but you don't realize that the interest rates and how everything is because, and I don't know if it's just me, but growing up in East LA and for us being minorities,
Yeah.
you don't the financial education part is something that never has happened for us in elementary school, high school, ever.
Yeah.
It's just until college you stumble into it.
Mhm.
On your thoughts, how important is it that we start teaching financial responsibility? And what are you working with Capital One in order to be able to do that for younger generations?
Yeah, it's so important. I feel like now, obviously, as we get older, we start to understand and we start to teach our kids because we know what we went through. And I think that it's better. But back then, we didn't have those resources and, our parents telling us what we should be doing because they were learning themselves.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited to partner with Capital One because they have such great tools and resources to be able to help our younger generation. And that's why I wanted to be a part of the Capital One, student campaign with their student credit cards because they're literally leading the way on how, we should be utilizing credit in the proper way. So it has helped me, and I'm, teaching my children, even though they're young. I have a 7-year-old daughter. I'm still teaching her about money so that she can understand it. And then with my platform, utilizing my voice to be able to, teach and educate the community.
And 7-year-old is not that old to start teaching them, not that young to start teaching them, because it's like I think it's a great age, especially when if they go to like a store and want candy or something like that, you telling them, hey, this is how much you have and this is how
Yeah.
much you could spend, and letting them know how to budget. Uh, the one thing that is also that we're seeing now, especially in the financial aspect, is the rise of being able to invest. And we're seeing younger people, more and more high school, young and college students now investing and putting their money into investments such as stocks, bonds, uh, even crypto.
Mhm.
How do you think that has changed the game, especially after the pandemic? Because I know a lot of high school students, some that I know very well, who actually took a lot of their money that they made during that time, or whatever allowance that they got, and turned those into an investment. How important are things like that and the ability to invest at that age and know and get the knowledge about investing?
That is, I mean, it's beautiful to see high school and college kids investing their money. I mean, again, I didn't learn about investments until really now, and I'm still learning about it.
Mhm.
And it's so important to make our money work for us and make our money grow. So the fact that younger kids are doing it now is just even more of a point to how we are being able to educate and teach the younger generation, because they are a lot smarter than we think. So to be able to invest in high school, like I wasn't even thinking about that at that age. So I think that is awesome. And I think it's going to really change the trajectory of how we are managing money and how kids these days are managing their money and their credit. So it's going to hopefully help us out in the long run to see kids are really understanding how money works, how to grow their money, how to invest their money. So I think it's awesome.
Yeah, because I remember it was such a hard entry and a hard level, a bar to get into that type of investment back when I was in college and high school, and now it's been so easy. And you have banks who are working with you in order to be able to do this. It is really great. What kind of partnerships and what can we see in the near future with you and Capital One that we could follow?
Definitely, obviously, the student credit cards are huge right now because back to school. So the SavorOne credit card, the Quicksilver credit card that students can take advantage of. I think that's what we're focusing on right now. But hopefully, in the long term, I can continue to use my platform to educate my community about business credit as well, because that's something I'm really passionate about, how to be able to grow your business credit, your personal credit, because you can't get good business credit without personal credit. So that's important as well. So anything credit related with Capital One, I'm just interested and really excited to be able to use my platform, especially for my community, which, is dominantly Black women, to show how we can start to increase and improve our credit for our financial wellness for our family. So it's super important for me.
And that's great because that's something that's definitely needed. And when we have people in different ages talking to our communities about it, it really does resonate and it just change things. And it changed. And the first level of change is always the financial aspect of it, because we can't get to that, we can't break those ceilings if we don't
Exactly.
get that financial help. How can people find you? How can people learn more about you and be able to, if they want to learn more, follow you and what you're doing with Capital One, how could they find you?
Absolutely. Check me out on my website, daynabolden.com. That's DaynaBolden.com. And then obviously on all throughout social media at Dayna Bolden. I'll be talking about my partnership with Capital One, how I've been able to leverage my credit and build my credit from college to now, because I think sometimes people need to see the story and see the authentic connection that I've had. So they can follow me there.
Great, great. Thank you so much, Dana, for being a part of this. Hopefully, in the future, we could revisit you and talk about where you're at that time, as we see everything grow, especially with with your partnership with Capital One. So, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And if you want to find any more information about Dana and what she's doing, read the description below. As also check out all our material here from MuseTV.net, as well as our YouTube channels and everything else that we have available for you. See you soon, and thank you so much, Dana.